I'm gonna tell you guys a secret that I haven't told anyone ever before. You guys will be the first ones to know it. Ever since I was a kid, everybody wanted to either be an astronaut or a police officer or a firefighter. I always just wanted to be tatted and jacked. I'm not even fucking close, but it is what it is. Today though, guys, what we're gonna jump into, I'm gonna dive into what it's like being a type 1 diabetic and getting tattoos. You know, on this channel, I help diabetics to build muscle, burn fat, and manage their blood sugars overall. I also do supplement reviews and lifestyle videos, and I do reviews of restaurants sometimes too. You guys can just dive in and see my lifestyle. So even if you're not a diabetic, but that interests you, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button down below. Hit that like button, just helps your boy. Ouch, damn, I feel a flex on that one. Tattoos have been around for centuries. It's not a modern day thing. I mean, even if we go back to Africa, we go back to native, even American cultures, it was a sacred type of symbolism tattoos stood for, and they were designed to protect people from spirits and negative energies. And that's really what they used in order to empower themselves and started to ingrain itself in the culture of Native American cultures, Native African cultures as well. And so this is where the roots of tattooing really comes from. A lot of the tattoos that you'll see on me being a diabetic, I have a lot of warrior symbolism on me as well. So I'll tattoo warrior across my stomach. I have it on my head. It's really just to symbolize what it means as well to be a diabetic, type 1 diabetic, who we call ourselves warriors, but also from a bigger perspective of having to go through just life in general. It's important for you to be a warrior. It's important for you to stand up for what's right, be there for each other to create more unity. And for me, that's what a warrior symbolizes. First tattoo I got, I was 15 years old. I wasn't old enough to get the tattoo myself, so my mom had to come. She had to sign off on it, and it's the first one I got, which is right over here. I'm in the middle of my arm. Next thing you know, I'm getting one on my right arm, one on my left arm. Two places that I won't tattoo are probably my balls and my face. It is what it is. Just to be transparent with you guys, I'm just calling it how it is. I might do my face one day, who knows? When you get tatted as a type 1 diabetic, when it comes to your blood sugars, we have to really focus on where our blood sugars are more than anybody else. And when you get tattooed, your body is likely going to cause your blood sugar to go higher after your tattoo. Now, the reason that it happens is because when you're getting a tattoo as a diabetic, because our bodies do not produce insulin as type 1 diabetics, insulin helping to regulate and shuttle glucose into our body cells, our body will have a higher blood sugar if we don't shuttle glucose into our cells through insulin. Now, things like stress release things like glucagon, release hormones like glucagon, cortisol, and adrenaline, all designed to break apart any type of stored glucose to enter your bloodstream. This happens when we work out and when we train. And it can happen when we're getting tattooed. Reason being is because they're both stress responses. Both getting a tattoo for the body, because when you're getting tattooed, consider it a needle that's being inserted into your skin, and so it's like scraping a knife across your skin consistently over and over again is gonna cause trauma to the body. Your body's gonna release a stress response. Just like working out causes a stress response for the body. Now, the same hormones are gonna be at play. The difference between working out now and getting a tattoo is when you work out, you're contracting the muscles, you're running, you're doing different things that are at an intense level. So your body is likely going to absorb a lot of that sugar or glucose for most people that's being released because of the activity level. The difference is now that you are getting tattooed, if you're going through that trauma stress response, your body's going to release glucagon and cortisol, but you're actually not moving. So you're just on a stationary bed getting tattooed. Now, in that case, your blood sugar is more likely to go high, but because again, you're not contracting, you're not working out, it's going to stay high. So certain things that I do is always correct. I don't go into a tattoo thinking that I have to estimate my insulin. I just naturally correct, go in at a normal range. And then if I do end up going a little bit high, just tweak it after. Or if you're really fine tuning your body's pattern zone, and you guys will hear me talk about PZs a lot, your body's diabetic pattern zone, then you go ahead and notice where your blood sugar is. And if you get tatted as much as me, I kind of know at the end of the day that if I'm a little bit higher than a normal range, I'm gonna correct and maybe give myself one extra. Why? Because I know at the end of the day that my blood sugar is likely gonna go high because of that cortisol and adrenaline stress response that gets released with nowhere for that glucose to go because I'm just laying down, right? So that's one way to look at how that stress response impacts a type 1 diabetic and how you can get ahead of it. Also, I would recommend, have something on you. If it's your first time getting tatted, have juice on you just in case, because everybody's body's different, right? So carry juice on you, carry some sugar with you, carry some carbohydrates with you, because that'll help you out also, right? So you want to make sure that you are still prepared just in case maybe you end up going low for whatever reason. But generally speaking, how the body works and what I've noticed is more higher blood sugars than anything else. Second thing that I noticed when I first started getting tattooed, guys, I'd be able to get a sleeve done and not have to worry about anything happening. Like I would get a sleeve done, I'd be there for 8 hours, I'm good to go. Like, yeah, I feel the pain because it does hurt to get a tattoo. It's not gonna be like a walk in the park for most people. So I'm there and yeah, it's hurting, but it's manageable. And I've done like 7-hour, 8-hour tattoo sessions, I've been good to go. Now that I'm a little bit older and I'm getting tattoos, I fucking cannot stand the pain, guys. So I'm the kind of guy that I'm gonna go and get tattoo numbing cream. And maybe that's related to diabetes. I have no idea, but I will say that one of the things I always do now is I'm not getting tatted without having numbing cream. It just is what it is. I don't wanna go through the trauma response. On top of it too, if I can get numbing cream, it can also help my blood sugars out while getting tatted, because I don't have to constantly be caught in that adrenaline state that's causing my blood sugar to shoot up, because I'm not gonna feel it as much, which could help to control the blood sugars a lot better throughout your tattoo session, especially if you're a type 1 diabetic. As a type 1 diabetic, you might notice that maybe you heal differently, maybe you don't. To be honest, I haven't really had anybody that I'm getting tattooed with who's an identical Coach Jay, who looks exactly like me, who's not tattooed and is getting tattooed at the same time as me in order to do a research experiment on it. It takes my tattoos anywhere between about, I would say, 5 days and 3 weeks sometimes to heal, but that just depends on what I'm getting. And when they're healed, they're good to go, and I don't ever have any issues. Stay away from things like vitamin E, because that'll cause the ink to be released out of your skin, because it pulls ink out of the skin. So I would just go get tatted, wash your tattoo every day with a little bit of lukewarm water, and just let it heal naturally. Then after that, you can go and apply cream after it's done doing its flaking, or it's getting towards that flaky period. I'll apply maybe a little bit of lotion to it, non-scented, nothing like that. From the very first day I get tatted to the very last day or that it's done healing, I'm always washing it every day. It will scab, that's just part of it, that's part of the healing process. Not because you're diabetic, it will scab. Then you just let it fall off. It'll fall off and your tattoo, the ink will come through. Don't panic if it still hasn't come through after the scabs have fallen off. Give it a bit and it should heal no problem. After it's completely done healing for the most part, and all you have is those little flake bits, because you might get little white flaky bits. You could rub those off, but only after about 3 to 4 weeks of having the tattoo and it's fully healed. You don't want to get, you get a loofah and just rub your skin to really make that tattoo pop some more. The other thing I want to mention is that if you're a type 1 diabetic and your blood sugars are all over the place and they're not controlled, this could lead to a longer healing time and process for you and more trauma when you're getting a tattoo. So the best thing I can say is really focus on getting your blood sugars as normal as possible. Get that A1C down, and you'll have a lot better experience with a tattoo, and I feel like your body will heal a lot better than someone who is for years on end going all over the place with your blood sugars. If you are struggling with that and you want to get your blood sugars more stable, drop a comment down below and I'll send you some resources to help you. But there's nothing we can't do. You can still thrive as a type 1 diabetic, get as many tattoos as you want. That's just my personal experience with it. My hand tats are probably my favorite. I got a lion over here on this hand. I got a little symbolism on my hands. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about unity, it's about empowerment. This is really what my tattoos really stand for and symbolize for me. And it is what it is.